Welcome back, friends. Thanks for being here. Buckle up and subscribe because it's gonna be fun. So, on the continuum of computers and support and operating systems and usability and all that jazz, Apple has always had this design philosophy of making it easy for the user. Why have two mouse buttons? One's all you ever need. Why make it easy to get into the case and do upgrades? Because you don't need to do any of that. We know best. We know what's good for you. And the one rare circumstance where you think that they would really be in your face about something would be when you're carrying an explosive battery pack around that needs servicing. No, we're not going to say a word about that. I just kind of accidentally clicked on this one day just to look. I have no idea why. I mean, it says 83% and it shows me that it's charging. I don't need to know any more than that. For some reason, I clicked on it and I saw this little warning triangle that said service battery. My battery performance didn't go away. There wasn't any problem. Turns out my battery performance was, ready to set my lap on fire. So let's get into making some repairs here. So aside from being dirty on top, it's actually in fairly good shape for being 3 or 4 years old. A couple of scratches here and there, that'll buff right out. Where it gets interesting, and I already took the screws out, but it doesn't even close anymore. If I was to screw that in, I would have to bend it down to get it to work right. So there goes the back case. Let's get that out of the way. You can kind of see some bulging on the battery there. This one's pretty bad. This one's really bad. These ones here aren't all that bad. So there it is. Pretty dirty inside. Like I said, it's a couple of years old. It's been in daily service since the beginning. You need a special screwdriver to get into these things, and the battery kits come with them, but I already had this from previous MacBook repairs that I didn't get to share with you guys. So let's see what we can do about getting into this. And of course the screws on the inside are different than the case screws. That's fantastic. Thank you, Apple. Try another screwdriver. Nope, that one's too big. That one's just right. It doesn't have to be Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's a machine. It's a laptop. It ain't rocket science. Or is it? Pull that cover off. See what kind of damage we can do. Okay, so we got the cover plate off of that. We may or may not need to worry about that. There is a ZIF connector down here, and you need to lift this little latch up and then slide this cable out of the way. And I don't know that there's any real good way to do this besides just get after it, because it needs to be taken out of the way, and so that's what we're going to do. Just kind of being gentle with it. The bigger problem is that it's glued to the battery. Alright, that is out of the way. And the next thing is under there? No? Where is it? Let's take a look at this battery. We'll have a link down below to this battery. I just got it off of Amazon. These things seems to be pretty known to failing. Oh, look, it came with screwdrivers too. So you'll even have that to play with. Okay, so here's the new battery. And so that connector is under there, but it's all the way up at the top. Put that piece off to the side. And then how does that connector go on? It may slide down, it may come up. There we go, straight up. And we just got to move all the stuff out of the way that's in the way. Like I just bumped you with my head. Looks like it's glued down a little bit. Right. On older models, these little rubber caps are covering screws, but this isn't an older model. Hey, let's use a different size screwdriver once again. Looks like that might have been touched before. Nah, it's just not pretty. That ain't it. Nope, I was wrong. It is just screw size number 2. Might give us some room to pry up on the adhesive if I get these speakers out of the way. There's probably some way you can do this without removing the speakers. Before we get too far out of the way, I don't think this needs to be taken off. I'm going to put this back on so I don't get the screws confused, because these screws are all different lengths. Got the speaker unscrewed. Let's move that out of the way. And then let's see what we can do about getting this battery unstuck. You can hear it coming. Just take your time. Oh, that's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Isn't that awesome? Alright, one down. Two down. And this is under the trackpad, so I'm going to be a little extra careful there for a bit. Nope, let's come at it from the other way. That's number 3 down. So we don't really need to take that speaker off. That's good to know. Alright, 4 down. And I guess more than anything else, I'm actually worried about the trackpad. I don't know, I guess it's somewhere between worried about the trackpad and, like, burning my house down. I'm always of the feeling that I can always add more pressure and strength and problems in the future than starting out with too much pressure. You can't dial back too much destruction. So I can always add just a little tiny bit more destruction. Remember when old laptops just had a couple 18650 cells in them? There we go. And that's off. That's funny, the adhesive peels off of the machine real easy once the battery's out of the way. Let's see, did we do any damage to the trackpad? Nope, trackpad still looks pretty good. Alright. New battery's got some adhesive on it. Make sure we can have this much fun the next time we do this job. Warning, do not remove the battery. Okay, I won't remove this one ever again. This will be the last battery this machine gets. I'm going to save that battery connector until the end. Alright. And these screws here are 3 different types. One is a short screw, one has a little bit of a shank on it, and one is full threads. So let's try the one with the shank on it first. In this upper position, why not? That worked out well. Let's try the one that's short in this lower position. That worked out well. Let's try the long one over here. Yep, that worked out pretty good too. The only one I had a problem with is that one there, and it looks like it was not terribly happy. So let's get the trackpad plugged back in. We still have our connector lifted up. Yeah, and that came right off. Can't use that to put it in. Put the locking tab down. Let's put it up real quick. Just one more time. Make sure there's just a little play there or not. Doesn't appear to be any more play, so I guess that's about it. That's good. Last step is putting the power connector back down. All right. Let's see if it likes the case. All right, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good fit. Before we go through all the trouble of screwing that back down, let's make sure that it works. That's a nice positive sound there. And we are up and running. Alright, there you go. 76%. Touchpad works. Power source battery, no more warning triangle. Looks good to me. Let's shut it down and screw the case together. Yes, I'm sure I want to shut down. That's why I went through moving the mouse up there and pushing 2 different menus. That wasn't really accidental. Alright. Now let's see, these are the case screws. And I think there was 2 that were a different size on the case screws. And that one's a little short. There are 2 that are obviously pretty short. And those would be the ones that go up here. Oh, that's fun. The screwdriver is just ever so slightly magnetic, which is nice, but the head isn't. Tip of the screwdriver and the head of the screw don't form a nice positive bond. So it gets a little off to the side. The case doing a little final adjustment into place as the screw goes in. Nothing to worry about. Alright, that about wraps this one up, folks. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. Stay tuned for the next one. And see the description down below for a link to where I got the battery from. And the tip jar if you found this thing exciting. And anything you want to send this way to see me work on, I've got a mailing address down there for you too. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.